Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. This is our Path of the Damned Herald run. And we have we've just gotten Seraphim. We've just gotten our boat. Open world before us. But first, we are going to take a look at what Seraphim has. He comes with the hand mortar, which is an interesting little gun. It's got an area of effect radius. Got explosive shot. Basic attacks deal best of pierce or slash damage in a small AoE. As loud and stubby as its owner, this hand mortar marries the short, wide barrel of a blunderbuss to the lightness of a pistol. True hand mortars launch grenades and are unpopular shipboard and elsewhere due to the ridiculous danger of igniting one explosive to repel another. Seraphim claims to have had his modified to fire grape shot by a dwarf gunsmith named Cassiliante, or Cassilianet? I don't know. He used to crew with aboard the Sorcerer. Despite doubts about the veracity of his story, the efficacy of the gun and the roaring cloud of burning metal it projects is rarely questioned. So it comes fine, which is nice. It is veil piercing, which is very useful for killing mages. It is inaccurate because it's a shotgun. You can upgrade it to be pretty good. What else we've got? So, Jay, what's up? So disorienting, you can disorient people. Ooh. You just what? What? I just watched your capital ship cartwheel into the lake. Jay, you better go figure out what happened. So disorienting cone attacks on a crit. And then we have point blank, so 20% range damage against targets that are basically right up close. Very interesting. We're not going to do either yet, but very cool. So we want to go around Port Mage. And we want to supply. Okay, so what do we have? We need repair supplies. That will cost us 320. We need medical supplies. That will cost us 820. For 50. Just max. I guess maybe we don't max. Cancel. Belay that. 50. Whatever. Cannon shot I'm honestly not worried about buying right now. Water and hardtack we already have plenty of. Rice is probably a decent one to replace with. Ale is a decent one to replace with. Cotton weave sails. Okay, so we're good as far as that goes. We do want to trade that. But we need some peoples. So, we are interested in individuals that have no doubles. Oh god. Oh no, what are y'all doing? Okay, so we will probably take Haima for a cook. She's chatty and rowdy. We'll hire. Higher. They cost 0. Higher. Cost 0. And leave by sea. We check the boats. What do we got? We've got we're not a surgeon. Get out of there. I guess we kind of need to hire everyone, don't we? Guess that's why they put everyone there. Pretty early on, we're going to want to replace people with specifics, though. Like, Aura the Mad has unskilled. Ew, throw a bit to your Witcher. This is my chat now, is you guys talking about cartwheeling capital ships. Hey, I'm fine with it. So we will do Surgeon. This is Deckhand. We will replace Chitupek with her. We've got Cannoneer and Cannoneer. So Vanizi we will take. That's fine. Navigator we'll take. Eldengrim is fine there for now, I suppose. Okay, so we've got people in positions that they will do well in. Oh, well, they don't work for free. You still have to pay them a fee. So everyone has a They're not like a way to check, huh? Hmm. So okay. So everyone has a fee that is based off of their experience, right? It just costs 0 to get them to join you, but you still have to pay them daily. All right, I think that's it. Yeah. I need to double check. Yeah, because we do not have much food. How much food am I using? I'm using 8 per day. Yeesh. And 11 water per day as well. Well, we want to go talk to Seraphin and level him up, actually, real quick. I think that is the first thing that we want to do. Here we go. Oh, right.
Ahoy, Captain. Truth be told, Ferrante half expect us to get our asses blown out of the water at Fort Deadlight. Fortunately for you, I have this bad habit of beating the odds. Of course, I do that by way of good old traditional chicanery. And the most important part of any hornswoggle? Solid planning. Well, that and surviving.
What can you tell me about Fort Deadlight?
Valian made originally. Piled them stones up a few centuries back, but gave it up when the fishmen wouldn't leave them be. Hard to defend against Wilder crawling up out of your crappers. Captain Aldiz claimed it a few years back. Fucking filthy from bow to stern, and she had her lads and lasses cleaning fish shit out of the floorboards for months. A couple of them thought it might be better sailing elsewhere and left in the night. Aldiz tracked them down quick as you like, took their heads, and fixed them into little lanterns for the front gate. Called them Fort Deadlight's Deadlights.
His nose twitches.
They say she ain't had a deserter since. Tad cruel for my taste. But I admit to admiring the wordplay.
Okay. Do you know anything about the fort's defenses?
Funny thing about it being a fort means it ain't a boat. Means it don't have to worry about the way the cannons are storing honking big balls. Guns they got crowning that castle put a hole in your poop deck before you've sighted land.
He sighs and scuffs his boots against the floor.
Fort itself be floor to ceiling rum-sodden fools, so that be going for us. But Aldi's keeps the crew on the walls sharp and sober.
Unfortunate.
One blast of their horns and Deadlight's locked up tight as an endearing mugger night. We'll stay that way too, till any unfamiliar ships have been shot to shit and shot again.
What do you know of Aldis?
Yeah, she's sharp as shit, that one. Tongue, mind, and ears alike. Sailed out of Deerwood or Adir one. Knows her knots and how to crew a ship that won't turn sour. Her words ring out among the Principe, more than you'd think for new blood. Part of that's her fierce support of freedom, from slavers, from the empires, from the Huana's caste system even. The rest a lenient hand. Step out of line and Ferrante's got your old crew up for lashes. Aldis, though, she's, let's say there's a reason she attracts limp-cocked nut twists like bandwidth.
Limp-cocked nut twists. Holy shit, Seraphin.
Can't say I much approve of a lack of regard for our traditions, but, can't say I don't share her vexations with Ferrante and the old guard neither.
He runs a furrowed paw over his braided beard. Why are you frustrated with the old guard?
Shit, Captain. Buy a lad a drink before you go rooting through his unmentionables.
He smiles, though, thumbs hooked in his belt.
Let's leave it enough for now to say I think there be a course to be charted betwixt anarchy and tyranny.
Fair enough. You mentioned you have contacts at the fort. Can we rely on their help?
Oh, I did say contacts, didn't I?
Seraphin rubs the back of his head as he takes a sudden studious interest in his boots.
Contact would be more accurate, in the singular. A lass by the name of Ciri. Been running the same circles for years, doldrums and fair winds. We're never family, but never on the wrong ends of arms, neither. Might have shaken the sheets a few months back. Regardless of how she feels about me, there's no love lost betwixt her and Benwith, that's for damn certain.
Your contact is some random lover of yours?
Ugh, random? What do you take me for, Captain?
The scourge of hearts throughout the Deadfire.
Well, I can't say as you're entirely wrong.
He grins, all teeth. Let's go over the plan to get into Fort Deadlight.
Deadlight's a tough coconut to crack. But if not cracking, what are nuts for?
I think this calls for a clever approach.
Smart play for crashing any party involves scavenging yourself up an invite, and then dressing to impress.
He puffs out his chest, thumbs tucked into the fine fabric of his shirt. So, look the part.
Aye, Captain, from stem to stern. Looking the part in this case means hoisting colours identifying us as Principe.
His left ear twitches.
Don't have to tell you how dangerous such a bit of fabric can be if the wrong person catches you flying it.
How hard could it be to purchase a flag?
Well, Principe captains don't just give up their flags for a few coins.
You can find one in Nekataka. He scratches his rump, head cocked to one side.
Nekataka's black market. If there be a Principe flag for sale, it'll be there. Mark it up and relocates every so often to avoid the Royal Guard. We'll just have to find wherever it currently be anchored.
Okay. Let's discuss another plan.
Deadlight's a tough coconut to crack.
We can sneak our way in.
To sneak inside. Bet we can find a shady spot to tie up a skiff under the veil of night. Then up the walls and over, quick as you please.
Yeah.
Sussing out a place to land without being spotted ourselves will require Helia's own eyes. Or a spyglass. You've got a spyglass, I hope.
Don't you have a spyglass?
Yeah, sure. Used to. Then I made the mistake of lending it to Ferrante. Apparently forgot it weren't his.
Low growl builds beneath his grumbling. Spyglasses are expensive.
Showed him the S I carved into it and he turned around and told me it stood for spyglass. There's an important lesson to be learned there. You take something to see, you hold grip on it real tight.
Talk about something else.
All ears, Captain.
Deadlight, frontal assault.
To crack. Yeah, if you insist on the straightforward approach, you could always load the old with powder and balls and hope the walls of Deadlight give before you roll. Here's hoping you've practiced your breaststroke, savvy? If you breach the walls, you still got the guards to attend to. Adding to that a mess of pirates in multitudinous states of insobriety. And probably dress.
Let's discuss
They're
another
like the
plan. We'll go for
tough-coated
the clever
smart play
plan.
For crashing any party and no,
Gotcha.
looking the part. Don't have to tell you how dangerous such a bit of fabric can be.
Talk about something
all
else.
ears, Captain.
Do you have a plan in mind to get us into the fort?
No, you be asking me for a plan. Frankly, I were curious to witness how the famed Watcher of Cad Nua would penetrate the impenetrable. But since you asked, just give me a tick.
Ooh, excuse me. Seraphin pauses to think. He strokes one of his beard braids.
Vast. I might have pulled a plan out of this hairy blue ass after all. Way I see it, we have an option or two ranging from the wildly dangerous to the fantastically suicidal. So tell you me, Cap, what be your preferred approach to problems unapproachable?
Outspark my enemies.
Smart play for crashing any party involves scavenging
All right.
looking the part and don't have to tell you. I'm all ears, Captain.
Oh, we're done with that. Speak of this later.
Sure. No hurry here to ship off back to the gentlemen of leisure.
All right. So we will have to land before we can actually level him up. I forgot when you pop into the ship, you actually talk to people individually. No big deal. Let's do some sailing. Let's play. Shall we? Ah, I was like, fucking boat's coming at me. Alright, we save. Shipwreck. A junk bobs just offshore. Its hull is scored with deep gashes above the waterline, and parts of the stern are burned to cinders. There may still be something worth salvaging in the hull. Sift through the wreckage. Take some time to explore the wreckage. Find a tattered old flag. You gained Juana colors. Continue searching the ship. Find a cannon in surprisingly good condition. A dear wooden hognose. Nice. And that is it. So, we got a cannon out of it. Means we can put cannons on the other side of our boat. Jeez. Good sails of Berath. Grade all our stuff real quick. Okay, cool. We want to head, I think, probably to Nekataka. This is gonna be our best bet on achieving anything good. Do I not have sea shanties on? I have sea shanties on. Alright. That was less than navigation. Slower in shallows. Good to know. I did not actually know that. The Huaro. Uh-oh. They're sailing past a reef when Venezi shouts out, pointing to port. There lists a ship stranded in the middle, perched on a narrow shoal. It tips and rolls with the passing of waves. Hanging from its mast is a blue flag showing an image of a crescent moon sinking beneath the waves. Your crew gathers round, murmuring in low, excited voices. Hama rushes to the railing. Captain, that's a gift-bearer ship. No telling what sorts of treasures it's got. Little Luca snorts. Gift bearers carry sentimental junk. Worthless stuff. No, that's a smuggler's ship. It's a classic disguise. Cora the Mad spits into the water. Then it's a fucking stupid one. Gift bearers only visit landlocked settlements. That's a trap. Thoughts? Ain't a trap, Captain. Ship be too smashed to shit for that. Might be too smashed to shit for salvage, too. Seraphin scratches the back of his head as he peers at the vessel. Let's go check. Prepare a skiff, we row out and climb the hull. You row the skiff above the reefs, the waves tossing it, the bottom of the small boat occasionally scraping across the jagged structure below. You tie off on a snag of coral next to the wreck. The water is rough and the hull slick with brine, but you're able to find purchase between the shifting planks. Climb up. You row the skiff you pull yourself up using bent planks and barnacles for holds. You've almost reached the main deck when a wave slams against the ship. You hear a crash from somewhere below as the vessel rocks. Your legs slip out from under you and your fingers dig into wet lumber. Ooh, your grip holds. Once the ship settles, you resume your climb and make it to the safety of the deck. The ship is deserted. You don't even find corpses. If the ship had a skiff, it's missing too. Search for salvage. You find several crates of supplies and several more of assorted odds and ends. Handkerchiefs, bead jewelry, cracked scrimshaw, a child's doll. Nice. Ammunition and medicine. You think back to little Luca's comments and wonder if this might have been a smuggler's vessel after all. Streetwise and perception. Search for evidence of smugglers. So, Aloth? Frowning, Aloth points out a series of scuff marks along the deck, as if the box of junk has been moved repeatedly over the same spot. You slide it aside and find a trapdoor underneath. Within rests a small chest brimming with golden skellings. Nice. 23 golden skellings. This item was put into your stash. Aloth whistles. Smugglers after all. Among the coins rests a small figurine of an imp, of all things. The Laughing Imp cameo. The item was put into your stash. And this is actually a fun little item. You only use it 8 times, but it summons 2 imps for 30 seconds. So we will probably be using that to get our way out of some difficult battles. Because, you summon 2 imps on a mage and suddenly they go, uh-oh. You load your find onto the skiff and row back to your ship. We're going to gain some experience. Nice. I head this way. Oh.
The ring of a bell comes to you on a cold wind.
Damn it, Berath!
The ring comes again and again, until soon the air is full with the sound of 1,000,000 bells ringing all at once. You are alone.
You are not alone.
You are not.
I love the gods in this game.
An indistinct figure stands before you, flickering between forms like a fire-cast shadow. A fixed, taunting grin. Bottomless black eyes. A yawning chasm in the earth. The aspects of Berath, the Usher and the Pallid Knight, shift in and out of focus. And at their back, 4 indistinct shades hover. You feel an eternity stretch out behind each of them, reaching back to places so distant and yet so near.
All of these people suck, by the way. No, they're great. They're horrible, but they're great.
The shifting image of Berath settles on the aspect of the Pallid Knight.
Watcher.
Her voice is the discordant clangor of gongs struck out of time.
I tasked you to discover Aethys's intentions. Tell me what you have learned.
He's draining souls from veins of luminous Adra.
The Pallid Knight knits her brows.
He does not seek to return to the beyond? Intriguing.
Her sickly pale skin pulls tight across the bones of her face, as if the shell of this aspect does not quite fit the impossible creature it contains. The figure nearest Berath dissolves and reforms in the image of a thin-lipped, ancient crone whose face has felt the melting kiss of fire.
Yeah, it has.
The goddess Wodica strides forward.
Does Aethys frighten you, Berath? He should. Magran subdued Aethys' influence once before, and yet he returned.
From out of Wodica's shadow shuffles a hunched, bald man you recognize as the god Scan. His skin is mapped with swollen lash scars, and breath whistles through the ragged hole in his face where his nose once was. He does not speak, but stares up at Wodica with naked loathing plain on his ruined face. Wodica steeples her long, knob-jointed fingers.
We must annihilate Aethys now, before he makes a rash decision we cannot easily annul.
She casts a sly look at the pallid night from the corners of her eyes.
A moon would do the job nicely.
Ooh, hoo, hoo. I'm definitely not answering with the first one. You would destroy Aora for what? Spite?
Wodica stares at you down her long nose.
I would destroy it all in the blink of your wide eye if I believed it would benefit me. Empires can be rebuilt. Souls can be reforged.
You bitch.
Do not forget it.
This is why you're on my hit list. This is why I already put you on my hit list. I already dealt with your people once.
The figure beside the aspect of Berath flows forward in a swirling cloud of ash. The ash falls to the tiles and reveals a molten-skinned woman, leaning on a monstrous, wicked-edged broadsword. Magran's glowing lips curl in disdain.
We must find a solution to the problem of Aethys that is neither do nothing, nor destroy the world.
Agreed, Magran.
I acted in haste during the Saints' War. You will not goad me into doing the same now.
Well,
To move against him while his plans are unknown would be the height of foolishness. We must find wisdom in precaution.
What kind of precautions do you suggest?
Magran looks at you as one might a wayward gob of spit
Fucking
on
rude.
one's shoe.
It is no business of yours what the gods decide.
Normally I would be fine with that, Magran. The only problem is you guys are basically utilizing me to enact whatever your plans are. So yes, it is my business, because I need to know what you want me to do.
Another of the silent figures steps forward, and the warm, golden light of a summer's afternoon spills across your face.
Let's all take a deep, calming breath. Perhaps cooler heads will prevail.
Behind Helia's words, you hear the soft coo of doves.
Yeah, Helia.
Aethys has been separated from us for too long. Isn't it possible he intends only to gather enough souls to reclaim his realm in the beyond? He should be welcomed.
You look up then into avian eyes. Through them, you see clouds of starlings converge and divide.
Say nothing.
Scan shuffles forward.
Yes, yes. We should welcome Aethys' return to the fold. His gratitude we can leverage to cajole him into divulging his plot. Then, when he believes himself to be in our good graces, we do as Wedica suggests, and crush him into the earth.
Scan pauses, inspecting you.
Fuck off, Scan.
Ah, and here is the Watcher who wiped dear desperate Ali's mind. You could have let my followers help her kill the man who tormented her. But you did not.
Yeah.
Scan licks the ragged edge of his lipless
sorry.
mouth and grins, then turns to Helia.
I did not expect such such a deliciously ruthless idea from you, Helia. I am impressed.
That's because she didn't come up with that idea. She said, let's see what he does, and you went all ham.
Helia's feathered crest stands on end.
You wretched little creature.
How did you guys achieve what you are now? Fucking weird Ingwithan gods. Attempting to end Aethys may only make things worse.
Your point is well made, little watcher. If self-evident, Aethys has not been known to possess a vindictive nature. Indeed, he has occasionally been magnanimous to a fault. However, if we push him to the brink of reason, there is no telling what he may do. He is, as ever, unpredictable.
Something akin to fondness creeps into her voice.
Then what is the point of this exercise?
The Pallid Knight gestures for silence.
Aethys cannot be killed, but he may be subdued. Yet to do so will take immense power and time. Both stand in his favor.
Magrin grits her black glass teeth.
That is why we must ascertain his plans before he has the chance to put them into motion.
She begins to pace. Her steps leave little trails of fire in her wake. Magrin stops and balls her hands into flaming fists.
Even if we manage to destroy his current form, there is the possibility he could return, if he has not already absorbed all of his children.
Absorbed his children? I don't understand.
The Pallid Knight casts a cold, cutting glare in Magrin's direction.
I'm supposed to say that shit, Magrin.
Magrin speaks too freely. That knowledge is beyond your ken, Watcher.
Wodica waves the gods to silence.
Aethys gathers strength. His strength is a threat to us.
Her voice takes on a sharp, almost panicked edge.
There is no sensible answer to the question of a resurgent Aethys other than decisive, final action.
There is no cause to act now.
Your opinion is unasked for, but noted.
The
Fuck.
Pallid Knight says.
I don't know, like, Elia's generally okay, and Magrin is, I don't know, tends to be more on the side of okay. It's just Scan and Wodica that are complete and utter shitbags.
We will act when it is appropriate to do so, and not before.
Open palm. They could all use being put in their place.
The Pallid Knight steps away from the half-circle of assembled gods. She pulls herself up to a great height. The words she speaks next come not from her mouth, but from all around you.
Follow him, Watcher.
The black of the Pallid Knight's irises expand until her eyes are as dark and cold as the void between stars. She bends down and brings her ghostly face level with your own.
Your debt to me remains unpaid.
I'll do what I can.
She stares at you, unblinking. Like a needle drawn to a magnet, you are pulled toward her one compulsory step at a time. You blink open your eyes and find yourself on the floor of your ship's cabin. Alone.
Nice. Ooh. Oh, Lippo's trying to get into Mama. And Odysseus. Odysseus? Nice.
I'd be glad to. Indeed.
Ooh, hey, we've got stuff in here. Fragments of the Blade of Endless Paths. Ooh, fragments of Whispers of Yenwood. Forgot about those. Yeah, let's yoink those. We got a letter from Alfra. Hey Jack, I hope this letter finds you in good health. It has been many summers now since you first arrived in Gilded Vale. Much has changed in those years for both of us. Do not know if you remember me, but the day you came to my door is not one I will forget. For months afterwards I wrestled with my faith and my fear. and still the gods have blessed me with a son. He is healthy and strong, and already so curious. All of the Gilded Vale dotes upon him. I have told him of you. He asks constantly after the Watcher who restored his spirit, and hopes one day to meet you. Until then, know that we keep you in our prayers. Your most grateful servant, Afra. That so feels good from the first game. I love getting stuff like that, connections from the first game. Awesome. Yeah, it's awesome.
Hey, Vela. I put on my boots the other day to find out they were full of crabs and seawater. You wouldn't know anything about that?
No, but I'll keep my eyes out. I hear some of the crew whispering bad things about you.
Yeah.
Atta girl. Divert suspicion, give him a new scapegoat. Rehearse your story so you can say it without hesitating. I knew we were right to steal you from your home as a baby.
So you never played the first one. That quest is one of the very first quests that you can do when you arrive in Gilded Vale, which is the first town. It's basically so in the first game, people give birth to Hollowborns, children without souls, and it's basically seen as like a plague throughout the land. And Afra is a woman who is pregnant, and she's desperate. She's terrified that she's going to give birth to a Hollowborn baby, especially since they tend to just kill the Hollowborn babies, right? Especially in Gilded Vale. And she basically, you go through this whole quest line of trying to go see this alchemist, who supposedly has a cure, and there's nothing really to be done. It's actually just helping out the mother. And at the end of the day, right, because of what you did, depending on the decisions that you make in the game, right, you can send all of the spirits back, all of the spirits that have been trapped back, which means that when she gives birth, she actually gives birth to a healthy child. And it's nice to see that flow over, even if in just a small part, to the second game. You know, it's a kind of closure that a lot of games don't get. All right, fantastic. Back to the high seas, shall we? Alrighty then. So we've got some stuff going on here. Those are Principi. Oof. We almost got. I wonder if we got a third level barbarian. Look that. Let's just board them. Let's see what we got. Third level barbarian. Let's go. Let's go. So we're gonna get fucked up. We need to land somewhere, if only to level Seraphim. That's a lot of people on that ship. So, ooh, we do not need super fast mode on.
That order's too tall.
Christ.
Can't make it dealing with the strain.
Kind of just letting everything go. You want to heal yourself, maybe? We are getting massacred.
We had some good times.
I told you, right? Too many people, too many targets. Look at Eld Ingram up there. Get him, boy.
Come on.
Doifa, doifa. Load that. Oh, no. Don't load the... Sorry, I loaded the wrong thing. I loaded the quick save of the combat. I don't want the combat. Get out of here. Nah, we're not strong enough to go pirating yet. Say that. But no, I think I kind of mean it, honestly. Like, I think this is too many people. Jeez, they're just getting sniped.
Ain't not my thing, savvy.
Okay.
Can't make a dent.
That dog won't hunt.
Not even close. Is that necessary?
Jeez.
Yes. Yeah. I'm stuck.
Glory be to God.
Glory be to gone. Jeez.
I'm all right.
I don't think there's any way I can take this yet.
This thing isn't doing the job. I can hold.
Probably should be in zero stance. Hey, Tupac over here. Actually downing people. If I can maybe get this Frighten off, this might actually be good. Some of our people are actually... Holy shit. We won! I mean, half of everyone's dead, but we won! Woo! Nice. Cool. Alright, we'll share the coins with the crew, because we want high morale crew. And then we will take everything else. What did we get? Cool. Triumph of a Beggar Wilfrith. Huh. Nice. God damn, that was exciting. We need to land and level Seraphin. He counts as a level 1 right now. To the point to where I might actually pop over here and just head into Parakawa, however you say that, I don't know. I think you can level someone outside of I don't think you can. So we're gonna head into this and just hopefully level. Without a fight. Yeah. Yeah, we have zero interest in actually fighting. We just want to level Seraphim. So, I guess maybe like explosives or sleight of hand. Sleight of hand would be cool for Seraphim. Yeah, we'll go sleight of hand. And streetwise, he feels kind of like my streetwise character. Or maybe like a bluffer. I don't know, we'll go streetwise. Okay, I have no idea, and I need to pee, so in a momento, I'll be right back. Alright, so we've got Barbarian and Cypher. What does he fucking do? What is his specialty? We got Carnage. 33% of base weapon damage in area on weapon hit. The Barbarian's attacks become so forceful as to impact others around the target enemy. For every successful melee attack, the Barbarian makes reduced damage attacks to all other enemies within a short distance of the target. So that means we would want him to be melee focused if we want him to benefit from Carnage. Okay? And then Cypher, he's got Soul Whip, and he's a Wild Mind, right? So a Cypher who developed their powers without formal training, never learning to properly focus their energy, the Wild Mind is capable of violent surges of fantastic power that manifest in unpredictable ways. Cypher spells have a chance to trigger an unexpected effect. This can manifest in spectacular ways, often, but not always, aiding the party. Sometimes Wild Mind manifestations can cause undesirable effects. Okay, so it seems like maybe we want to be a melee boy with him. So we come with Frenzy, Barbaric Yell, Shaken is pretty good. We get Bloodied, so we have 25% damage for as long as they are bloodied or near death, so below half health, basically. Hey, look, I came with a really cool gun. Yeah. Well, I mean, we might keep the cool gun, because the cool gun, like, if you keep in mind, right, he starts with shotgun hatchet, right? So we might still do something like that. But I don't know. We'll see. We got monastic training. I don't think we want to go hand-to-hand, but fast runner. So bloodied seems to be the only interesting thing on level 1 for Barbarian. Barbaric Yell seems okay. What can you get for later on Barbaric Yells? Apparently that is one of their level 9s. So probably unwise to invest in it. Interrupt and Shaken. Enemies in a line are affected, and we can knock foes down. And Barbaric Shout, you can engage people. It's a taunt. Okay, cool. Sweet. Versus Frenzy, Blood Frenzy. Yeah, that's going to be good. Probably Bloodied is going to be the option that we're most interested in. For Psyker, what spells does he start with? He starts with Tenuous Grasp. Assails the target's grasp on reality, causing Shaken and Confuse. Okay. And we also have Penetrating Visions, so increases the penetration of Cypher spells, which is pretty important. Iron Will, resistant to that type of stuff. The duration of afflictions is increased. That's not bad. So probably Penetrating Visions. Let's take a look at what we have. We've got... just big AoE, or not AoE, just shred damage. That's what it is. Whispers of Treason, Charmed. I've messed around with Charm before. I do not want to do a big Charm build. That is not something I'm interested in. Deception, Shred, Ancestor's Memory. Brilliant 3. Yeah, this is just something that I am very unfamiliar with. Valorous Echoes gives strong and insightful. Perception and might. We're already getting strong off of Frenzy, though, right? Yeah, we get strong. Fit. Okay. Antipathetic Field. Enemies caught in the path. Oh, it's a beam. It's a tether that does corrosive damage. Soul Shock is an AoE. Transforms the outer shell of an allied target soul. So target an ally and boom. So good to do on our tank. And then Eye Strike. No. Bow target. Bow AoE. Eye Strike's probably good to take. But probably I'll just go with Penetrating Visions, truth be told. Because that seems like a always going to be relevant thing. So, Sleight of Hand, Streetwise next. I still think there's not really anything I'm interested in Barbarian, except for maybe Bloodied. So if we're going back to Cypher, I think I would probably take Eye Strike or Soul Shock. Shock could be cool. Eye Strike could be cool. Go Eye Strike. Sleight of Hand, Streetwise. Alright. We get one of each. Barbarian, we get Barbaric Blow. Deals a massive blow, increases the likelihood and damage of critical hits, and applying carnage in a larger area. So it's a full attack with plus 20% damage, plus 50% area of effect with carnage attacks, 30% of hits converted to crits, 50% crit damage. Jesus. That seems very strong. Like, that seems really strong. Crushing Blow. If the Barbarian kills the target, their recovery is instantly refreshed. Holy shit. Rage cost is refunded. Holy shit. Yeah, that seems really good. Barbaric Blow seems really good. I don't know, though. And I have no idea if we want to do, like, maybe a two-handed setup for him. Or if we want to do, like, a dual-wield setup for him. I don't know. I don't really know that we have anyone that I'm interested in doing two-handers with, so maybe this is a cool two-hander option. Accurate Carnage. Thick-skinned is increased armor rating, which is nice. But this is more for tanking, because it increases the amount of enemies you engage. Accurate Carnage is plus 5 accuracy with carnage attacks. That could be interesting. Wilder Hunter is damage against wilders. Two-handed weapon style. Definitely feeling like maybe we go two-handed weapon style. And accurate carnage sounds good. But I think maybe we go for barbaric blow for right now. It seems interesting. Alright, Cypher. It is almost always a good idea to get Biting Whip or Draining Whip early on. So Soul Whip causes the Cypher's weapons to generate a field of parasitic energy that lashes out at the target, increasing damage inflicted and gaining focus. So Biting increases that damage, whereas Draining increases the amount of focus that you get. Normally I would be very much like, oh, always go draining, right? Because you get more focus, you can cast more spells. But I'm actually, with this, I'm kind of interested in the concept of doing just raw damage, because I think maybe that feeds into the barbarian side of things more. I am not sure though. And then we have styles, right? Two-handed, etc. What do we have as far as actual abilities go, active abilities go? We've got flanking. Phantom Foes is... Oh my god. Phantom Foes is awesome. Phantom Foes is legitimately awesome, because it flanks... It makes everyone feel like they're flanked. So all your rogue abilities, boom, 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 which is really awesome. So Phantom Foes is definitely a really good one. Mind Blades is okay. It's damage. Recall Agony. I've heard of builds being really good with Recall Agony. I don't know if this would be that great. I'm not sure. Psycho Vampiric Shield. We get Steadfast, which apparently it did not want to tell me what Steadfast was. What's going on here? Why is it not giving me any tooltips? Weird. +5 resolve. Gotcha. And then drops resolve. Less interested. Amplified Thrust is awesome. It bounces harmlessly, bounce psychic energy harmlessly off of an allied target and onto the closest nearby enemy, causing pierce damage and violently pushing them back. If I'm remembering correctly, you can get this to bounce several times, I think, later on. Or if I'm thinking of a different Cypher option. I don't know. I remember it being pretty good, though. And then we have Mental Binding, which paralyzes for 6 seconds, which is such a short amount of time. And immobilizes for another, again, short amount of time. I think, I think probably, honestly, just Phantom Foes is the best thing. It's so good. So I think we go Phantom Foes. I'm kind of interested in the concept of two-handed weapons. I don't really have a two-handed weapon at the moment, though, so I guess we just take something. Whatever, it doesn't matter. And we'll just respec once we start getting two-handed weapons that we like. Okay, now we have an option. Let's flip over to Cypher and go for Biting Whip. Probably going to be our best bet to start with. Nice. Okay. We have done what is necessary. Jeez. All that just to get him leveled. Alright. Very nice. Yeah, it was a bit. Oh wait, why are we on? Oh, did we already go through? We did. Holy shit. We gotta buy a lot more food. We're gonna have to buy a lot more food. Morale's gonna be bad for a little bit. Go fruit. Go grog into ale into water. Buy us a few days. We should be approaching Nekataka. Save me! Save me, Daddy! Oh, wait, what? A lethargic, misshapen bird drops a damp missive onto the deck. Read. Try the critter cleaver. Oh no, I can't do this with a dare nearby. To Kajak, captain of the Defiant. I know what you're thinking. I have too many lovable cats, dogs, pigs, birds, and pigs. Pigs is in there twice. Like you, I once thought I could take in stray pets, care for their needs, and shower each with equal affection. But we limited beings have only so much love to spread around. Unpleasant, unfair, unfortunate. That's why I took it upon myself to optimize affection and curtail my creature care. I bring you the Critter Cleaver. I do not know the difference between pigs and pigs. The cleaver is a handy, ethics-free apparatus yanked from a genuine Ingwithan dig site and restored to glorious functionality. Simply slide your favorite feline down one end and let the cleaver do its charm. The best is yet to come. See, the cleaver remembers. Stick a white bird in there? It remembers. Purple pig? It remembers. It even remembers your pet's strengths, weaknesses, and favorite places to poop. Now, your furry friend isn't just going to slide out of the cleaver's business and same as it went inside. No, they come out different, better, sometimes. That's where it gets fun. Combinations. Want a bird to think like a pig? Want a cat to think like a different, better cat? The cleaver provides. You'd be doing me a favor of epic proportions if you gave the critter cleaver a whirl. Once folks see you using it, everyone will want to turn. I've moved it to the far wall of the dark cupboard, which is in Pariki's Overlook in Nekataka. You can find the cleaver just due west of the Wooden Fella, a friend and fellow animal lover. I fixed the insert receptacle so that it no longer accepts Orlans and gave it a good scrubbing. You're welcome. Imply that Orlans are just pets. Oh, fucking A. Holy shit. Alright, we save. And we find ourselves in Nekataka. The city that it takes me 5 hours to get out of, 6 hours to get out of, 27 hours to get out of. Oifa doifa. Hey, Odie boy. My beautiful Odie boy. Look at this awesome city. Nekataka, Deep Spring, on Prima, 2828. Oh, right. As you walk down the dock, your approach is noted by a cadre of heavily armed Amawa. Their leader briskly leads them to intercept you. Though the harbor master says nothing as she surveys you, you note a telltale sneer and twitch of revulsion that are all too familiar. Fuck you, I'm awesome.
You're far from home, farmer. How did you make it all this way in your little boat?
The Amawa cranes her thick neck to look along the hull of your ship. Her expression conveys equal portions incredulity and pity. Also another word.
Why do we gotta be farmers just because we're from Deerwood?
Are you a farmer?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but you can't just assume. We got rabble-rousers, too.
As her attention returns to you, the Amawa's mood becomes more formal.
I'm the harbor master, Kauha. I must ask your reason for docking in Nekataka.
Ah. Berath has tasked me with finding Aethys. He's walking across the Deadfire looking for Luminous Audra. The harbor master and the women and men with her look to each other in shock and amusement.
Is that so? Well, Andra told me to protect the harbor, and Wodika herself signed the order. They would have had Gallowayne do it, but he was sick this morning.
I believe it. The assembled guards roar with laughter and clap the harbor master on the back for her joke. Deep within you, you feel an uncomfortable roiling. You can't be certain if the sensation is physical or spiritual, but it immediately induces nausea and fills your ears with the sound of blood rushing through your head. Cutting through the din, you hear a familiar woman's voice speak. Each word comes slowly, falling with what sounds like the chiming of a small bell.
Show them. Show them what you are.
Concentrate on folding the edge of the in-between. You close your eyes and turn your mind inward, blocking out the sounds of the harbor and the menacing pack of guards. Soon, all you can hear is the rushing of blood in your head and a muffled chime ringing somewhere far away.
Yes. Yes. That's it.
What's the matter with you? What are you doing? If you're trying to scare us with some cipher mischief, save the purple flames for the tribes of the Outer Islands.
The roar in your head begins to abate. The ringing of the chime becomes clearer, rhythmic, 2 successive peals followed by a brief respite. You realize the chime is ringing in tandem with your heartbeat. You open your eyes. The harbor master is gesturing wildly, presumably to get your attention, and yelling in your face, but you hear no words, only the ringing of the chime as your heart rate slows and slows and slows and slows.
Now.
What? What is this?
Run for it!
That bitch just ran screaming. Oh my goodness.
I think I got a ghost up my nose there. That's better.
Nice. All right, well, that was fun. Let's go ahead and quick save that, and that is gonna be that. We have made it to Nekataka. Now we get to spend 27,000 hours exploring the city. But we will have to do that another time. It has been fun. That's gonna be the end of this video. I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.